baseball show is here and ready to go. Welcome in, everybody. It is a glorious Tuesday here, 12 noon, the place to be, Monday through Friday, to talk a little Major League Baseball action. I know everybody's focused a lot on college football and professional football, but as I like to say, there is a lot of money to be made if you stick around in Major League Baseball. Having a pretty good stretch here at this point. One Thursday, one Friday, lost Saturday, one Sunday, and one Monday, which leads us into today. On Tuesday, 7-2 in the last 9 games. Winners of 4 of the past 5 days, going for 5 of 6 today, and I think we can make it happen. Got a lot of really good spots here, by the way. What's up, Aaron? We got a lot of really good spots on the card that we can sort of get after. Now, we don't have any afternoon baseball, which, sometimes makes me smile a little bit, so you don't have to rush any judgments tonight. There are some spots on the West Coast that we like, but yesterday, again, cashing a ticket. I got to be honest with this, because I put that tweet out there a little bit earlier, and sort of like the concepts behind, what you're actually doing with alt team totals. If I was betting team totals straight and not alting them with parlays, it would be an absolute bloodbath. But since we're being smart and taking care of our advantages, we're winning money. Case in point, take a look at the games that I really liked yesterday. The Guardians in Kansas City, I actually like Kansas City a little bit. Didn't take them. They only scored 2 runs. I also like the Nationals. I didn't take them. They scored 15 runs. I like the Mets yesterday. They didn't score a run, but I didn't bet any of those games. The Brewers usually always in it to some degree. Didn't really like them yesterday, but they got shut out. The Twins and the Angels. On the early line yesterday, gave up my best bet as a total for that game to go over. Easily hit 15 runs. The total was 9 when I took it yesterday morning. But I said, you know what? I really like the Los Angeles Angels in this game. I like their team total. So instead of taking the regular team total, took the alt team total over 2.5. The Angels had 3 runs scored and plated by the second inning. They didn't score the rest of the way. That would have been a loss that I would have taken yesterday. Let's go down to some other games yesterday. The Seattle Mariners, and I was like, okay, they'll beat up Lucas Giolito. They'll beat up Miles Michaelis. Michaelis was decent yesterday. Seattle had a couple chances to score early, couldn't do it. They plated 4 runs in the 6th inning. That was the only inning they scored. So they scored 4 runs. Their team total will be 4.5. That's a loser. But since we alt team total parlayed them together, that was a winning night. The games that I talked about yesterday from Sunday, I think it would have went 2-1. It was a profit on Sunday. Loved it. 0-6 if you would have bet those on straight team totals. There is some concept, it's almost like you just want to sit back and say, hey, just take the unders. That's not the way my eye is trained. Trained to look at the pitchers that you could take advantage of, the lineups that should hit that night. But it would be a bloodbath if you're taking straight team totals. But the fact that the alt market is sensational, that we're winning money now, it's fantastic. I'm never betting a regular team total doesn't make any sense in this concept because baseball, teams, unless you're hitting home runs, you're stupid as hell at the plate. You can't move runners and you strike out with runners in scoring position. Just take the alt-team totals. Killing them right now when I would be getting massacred just taking regular team total action. Mixter, 2-0 in baseball yesterday. Good stuff there. He has a bad beat on that under in that football game. It really was. And by the way, my condolences. If you had the Ravens on Sunday night and the Chicago Bears on Monday night, my condolences. You deserve to go 2-0. You went 0-2. That's gambling, as we like to say. So, concept of today, once again, is finding those pitchers that you want to fade and getting after it with lineups that you should be able to hit those and not taking any extenuating circumstances. Oh, I think this is going to happen. And don't let it happen at that point, right? So it's easy to look at today. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 total games on the card today. And if I go back 45 days or so with minimum 10 innings pitched, there's a lot of pitchers with high Sierra numbers. And high meaning what's that cutoff? 4.50 or higher, right? Dustin May, Joey Cantillo, Adrian Hauser, Zach Littell, Yuri Perez, Matthew Liberatore, Robbie Ray, Mitchell Parker, Noah Cameron, Spencer Strider, Kyle Hendricks, and German Marquez. Those guys are all at the bottom of the charts today. All of those guys at the bottom of the charts. Top pitchers on the card, this always gets me interested too. Like Shane Bieber still up there at 4.15 ERA, number 2 on the card. How about Sean Manaea in Philadelphia? 6.21 ERA past 45 days, third best Sierra pitcher on the card. It doesn't make sense. It's just what happens. Both Sox pitcher change, 365 took down A's player props. For today, Aaron, we're talking about? What are we talking about? Because I haven't got that far down the list yet. Let me see. I have Springs and Early in that game right now. So maybe got to wait to see our guy Early to see if he can handicap. By the way, that's 10.5. It's great weather conditions out there, too, for the A's today. Herman Marquez going up against the Dodgers. Dodgers don't like to score all that much and almost had a no-hitter again yesterday. Played at 3 runs. But if you were betting it all-team total, the 3 would have been just fine. But even looking at the way like the scoring tendencies in Major League Baseball have been, like let's just go on the card yesterday, right? And just say, all right, if we're banking on just straight team totals, Guardians got it, Royals didn't. Nationals and Marlins got it. Mets and Phillies did not get it. Braves and Cubs did not get it. Rangers got 5, so they would get theirs. Brewers 0, they didn't get it. Twins got 12. Angels got 3. They didn't get their team total. Padres and Reds 4-3. Neither one of those hit their team total. Mariners, Cardinals, neither one of them hit their team totals. Giants and Diamondbacks both hit their team totals. Red Sox hit their team total last night. A's got shut out, and neither the Dodgers or the Rockies got their team total. Like if you're blind betting straight team total unders, you're probably doing fairly well. Like no handicap needed. And again, as I was joking on like Sunday, like yes, even though I made a profit, if I just took the opposite team I bet without any handicap, a 6-0 day, which is incredible, where each one of them at least got those three runs or more at that point here. It's crazy. Looking at some of the lineups today, if we go Pittsburgh and Baltimore, Mike Burrows on the mound. Do I even have him listed with any statistics here? He's got to. He's got 78 batters over the past 30 days. Let me see if I can find Burrows on this list. He's up high. He's 7th on the card. Not bad. Don't love the lineup for the Baltimore Orioles. Kyle Bradish on the mound for the Orioles, going up against Pittsburgh. Triolo, Horwitz, Reynolds, Fan, McCutcheon, average hitters. The bottom lineup absolutely stinks. Kansas City and Cleveland. Noah Cameron's on the mound, gets shelled by right-handed batters. And he's going to get quite a few of them because that team is notorious for being able to switch hit. Martinez, Ramirez, Fry, Noel, Jones, Rocchio, and Hedges. Looks like a decent hitting lineup there. Do I love the concept of taking the Guardians? No, I don't. Because on a day-to-day basis, they usually stink. Joey Cantillo, left-handed pitcher, struggles a little bit with lefties, but not with righties. You're going to get a lot of right-handed batters in that lineup for the Kansas City Royals. So, for me, probably out on that as well. Probably out there as well. All right, let's take this one down here. Block. A lot of these people get through on Kick. It says, tired of streaming to 0. Yeah, the network sucks on Kick. That's why I'm streaming to 0 people on there. Who the hell would go to Kick and watch when you have so many other options? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Kick. I didn't even know what Kick was. And they're like, I got to add a 5th streaming service in here for free. So who can I go to? Oh, yeah, sign up for Kick. Go ahead. Yeah, Early being called up. A's should get at least 6. By the way, what is I don't know too much about this Early guy. Let me just take a look at Mr. Early. Let's see here. Early. C. Early. Connolly Early. What a terrible name. Jesus Christ. What name is that? If we take a look at his game log, AAA and AA. It's got a 2.60 ERA, though. It's not that bad. Not that bad for Early. Not bad. Washington and Miami. Washington yesterday threw a ton of left-handed bats. Really successful. Mitchell Parker's a awful pitcher, but it's a pitcher's paradise in Miami, as we know. Maybe not yesterday. Lineup doesn't look good, though. Marcy, Wagaman, Weimer, decent. Everybody else stinks out loud for the Marlins. Adam Mazur is on the mound again. I believe he just pitched against the Philadelphia Phillies, probably an opener. So you really can't, okay, we're going to put a ton of lefties in there, then they can match up lefty on lefty. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batters in that lineup are lefties. So it's amazing that they're going to start Mazur as a righty there and maybe not pitch all that much. We'll see how that one plays out. Philadelphia and New York, my play of the day on the early line for this game is actually an under 8.5. I don't think we get 9 runs in this game. Sean Manaea is not a great pitcher, but the Phillies lineup today leaves a lot to be desired. Ranger Suarez is a good pitcher against a good Mets lineup. Screams 3-2, though. Yesterday was 1-0. I don't think we get too many more runs than that. 3-2, 4-2 easily stays under the 8.5. Detroit and the New York Yankees. Casey Mize is on the mound. And I have Mize over the past 45 days. 16th on my card. It's right around midway. Damn good-looking lineup here for the New York Yankees today. 69-degree temperatures, wind blowing in around 7 miles per hour in the Bronx, so it shouldn't really affect all that much. A lot of K's in that lineup for the Yankees, but a lot of power and a lot of weighted on base percentages here. It's a shame that it's Mize and not somebody else, because I really would be on that fade train, because that Yankees lineup is probably as good as it's going to get tonight, just in the way of statistics. Will Warren is on the mound, and he comes in 18th on my card today. Struggling a little bit with right-handed batters over the past month. Torres, Torkelson, and Dingler. Everybody else would be batting from the left-hand side, which you do have some success over the past 30 days for Will Warren against lefties. But before that, seasonal, not a lot of success there. 172 ISO and a weighted on base percentage of 353. You look at Houston and Toronto. Good looking lineup for Toronto, but going up against Luis Garcia, who doesn't have many stats. So it's really hard to get a handicapping prowess on that one. Shane Bieber's got good numbers. But here's the issue with Shane Biebs. Where's Biebs at? He's got a 4.15 ERA, but an elite Sierra 2.29. So we leave that one out. We're not taking anything up in the 6. Chicago Cubs and the Atlanta Braves. Talked about this on the early line today. Usually it's like, oh, look at this. Spencer Strider's on the mound. He's going up against, and let me just find the game, Cade Horton. Minus 118 overnight. It's lower than that now, and it should be. Look at Spencer Strider's last 45 days in baseball. 7.75 ERA. 5.19 xFIP. 5.17 Sierra. He is a brutal pitcher. Not a great lineup, though, for the Cubs. Michael Busch, Seiya Suzuki, Pete Crow Armstrong, Nico Horner, Carson Kelly, Willie Castro, all below average pitchers. That ain't going to help you out. Cade Horton, on the other hand, over his past 45 days, how about a .77 ERA? I'm telling you, Chicago, for me, I think they win that ball game. I do. I think they win it. Tampa Bay and Chicago, Adrian Hauser on the mound. You can't back Strider. He stinks. He's just a name right now. He's a name that gets shelled every time he's out there. Adrian Hauser pitched really well last time I tried to fade him. 275 batting average against over the past 45 days, a 476 ERA, 478 FIP number, and a 496 xFIP, and a Sierra number of 4.60, which is elevated. It's not a bad lineup for the Chicago White Sox. I'm just going to let you know that. You know, how much of a hitting environment do we have in Chicago? We'll find out. But Talkman, Teal, Montgomery, Quero, Benintendi, Baldwin, Mydroth, all with really good weighted on base percentages here. But again, you have a pretty good print and profile for Adrian Hauser based on what happened at the plate. But if you're looking analytically, that might be one you want to go in on there. Milwaukee and Texas today. Chad Patrick on the mound, and he's going up against Jack Leiter. Good-looking lineup for Milwaukee, as it is each and every night. But Jack Leiter, moving up my list here. His last 45 days, xFIP minus 100, that's average, an ERA of 2.66, a Sierra of 4.03, which is a little bit elevated, but not much that gives me a ton of pause here. That's a lineup that you usually want to back on a night-to-night basis in Milwaukee, just not going to do it tonight. Chad Patrick on the other side, not a lot of solutions here, maybe more of a bullpen game, so really hard to actually handicap and dig into that one. Minnesota and L.A. tonight. Cashed in a ticket yesterday. Zebby Matthews is on the mound. Zebby's typically loved, and he is, by the analytical markets. 3.89 ERA, which isn't bad, but how about a 3.74 Sierra and a 3.74 xFIP number? That's really good. Don't love the lineup today for the Los Angeles Angels. Kyle Hendricks. Here's a guy you always want to fade. He flat out stinks, he does. But here's also the issue. You need 2 to tango. That Twins lineup looks very mediocre tonight. It just does. You know, even though you got 74-degree temperatures and a light wind blowing out, that's one I do have sort of circled with a little asterisk on it to get back to it, but that's one to keep an eye on. Cincinnati, Zach Littell is on the mound, and Zach Littell is 22nd on the card today. Very hittable. Not in love with the lineup for the Padres, but not bad either. Tatis, Arise, Laureano, Merrill, Cronenworth, and Freddie Fermin, each with weighted on base percentages at a plus money number. I like that. Michael King's on the mound. Not enough time back in Major League Baseball to make an educated decision, as I would like to say on that one here. Seattle and St. Louis. Cashed in a ticket last night on Seattle. Matthew Liberatore's on the mound. He stinks. 4.21 ERA, 4.68 xFIP number, 4.76 Sierra number. They're high. But I want to say, like, in his last start, like, Matthew Liberatore was really good and burned me. I think it was one of those last Wednesday, maybe, could have been. When I got beat up by trying to take some stupid bets. Let me see his game log. Yeah, 5 1/3, no earned. He's got to give it up tonight, right? In Seattle. Is that a spot we go to again? I don't love the lineup here either for the Seattle Mariners. Hard hit contact is decent. Ground ball rate, decent. Man, that's one we're going to have to file away. Because that could get drippy out there, man. Zach Gallen's on the mound. Where's that coming in these days on my card? Look at Zach Gallen moving up. He's 12th on the card today. A lot of times he's buried down in like the 20s. He was pitching so bad. 3.40 ERA, take it. 3.78 xFIP, certainly take that as well. Good-looking lineup, though, for the San Francisco Giants in there. Rafael Devers, Matt Chapman, Drew Gilbert, Jung-Ho Lee, and Casey Schmidt, all with elite numbers here. Robbie Ray's on the mound today. Robbie Ray is a 25th rated pitcher on the card today out of 30 pitchers. 4.89 ERA, 4.96 xFIP number, and a 4.79. 4.79 Sierra number. Marte, Perdomo, Carroll, Moreno, Alexander, McCann. All decent numbers here. Something maybe to file away there for a little bit later. Boston, taking on the Athletics. Dustin May, he stinks. His metrics are high across the board. ERA minus 116. FIP minus 119. XFIP minus 113. ERA just short of 5. XFIP number 473. Sierra 451. He should get plugged tonight because you know why? The A's didn't score yesterday. It's like, man, that's really hard to go in on and bet that, Donnie. Kurtz, Langoliers, Rooker, Soderstrom, Wilson, Butler, Geloff, and Blade. All elite numbers against right-handed pitching. All elite numbers in a great hitting ballpark. Boston side going up against Jeffrey Springs, who he also stinks. But where's he on the list? He's 15th on the list. 4.60 ERA, but a little bit lower Sierra number. How about that? Josh, what's up, man? I'm on Horton over 3.5 Ks, Cubs first 5, Mets run line, Yankees money line, Seattle money line, Brewers money line, A's money line. Whew, all the way through, man. I do. It's hard to say in that Mets game. It is. So I guess Mets plus run line plus 1.5, I'm assuming, since they're the underdog in that game. The Phillies are the favorite. Cubbies. I just had that Cubbies game up here a second ago. Where do we have it? Cubbies. Where are we at? Chicago. Oh, yeah, Atlanta game. Yeah, Strider. Yep, they're going to beat up Strider in that game. I do think that. Yankees is an interesting one. A's also. Deacon Mike, what's up, man? Cubs collapse continues. Yeah, spend some money, Cubbies. You're right. Spend some money out there in these streets. All right, what else we got here? Tampa went over that one. Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Seattle, Liberatore. San Francisco, Arizona, just hit that one. Boston, LA, hit that one. Colorado and Los Angeles. Herman Marquez, he should get detonated tonight. Marquez is the worst pitcher on my card, and it's not even close. Close to an 11 ERA over the past 45 days. 7.014 xFIP. Sometimes I don't even know they go that high. And a 7.23 Sierra number. Every bit as bad as you think he will be, which is why Emmett Sheehan, who's not a good pitcher, is a minus 337 favorite at DraftKings right now. That's incredible. Freeman, Moniak, Goodwin, Beck, Doyle, Tovar, Karros, Fernandez, and Ritter going up against Emmett Sheehan, who does struggle with some power numbers. You should be able to get some runs out there in LA. You really should. I think they should. So for me, if I'm looking from a pitcher's lineup perspective, I know I got like, 1, 2. Like that. Washington? No, hold on. It's a Washington game again. Let me see that Marlins lineup. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're probably going on that direction. But definitely have 2 I really like. And Dustin May. Dustin May's an interesting fade on this card today. He just is. Wondering how we can do that with Dustin May today. Huh? What do you think we're going to get? Just bringing up some stats here on my guy Dusty. Where are you at, Boston? Where are you at? Late night, early night? 10:05 start. I think that's a really good lineup. I do. There's no reason we can't get runs, but again, I think the lineup stinks for Boston tonight against lefties. But from an A's perspective, looks like a lineup we probably would want to get down on. So I go that pathway. 3 to 4 teams I'm looking at today. Getting another winning day is all I care about. Building up for football season, which week 2 is here in the NFL. Get those news and notes. At week 3, we are firing the rest of the way right through to the Super Bowl. So build that bankroll, have some fun, right wager, got it going on. 7-2 last 9 games. Winning days 4 out of 5. You know how we do it at this point right now. You do. You do. Got meetings upon meetings today, more content to give out, and away we go on a Tuesday. But I expect another winning day in Major League Baseball. Thanks for joining me on the baseball show here. Quick little powwow we do Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock every single day. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chiming in the chat box. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Major League Baseball.